so we're going to start with our eyebrows today. Perrie's in the photo is very feathered and very natural, but you guys know that is not my style and I do not like that at all. So I'm just going to do my regular brow routine, and for once I'm actually going to sit here and talk to you and how I do it without just going, okay, we're doing this, that's how I feel with my brows, whatever. So I've already got my foundation on, pretty self-explanatory, and no one has perfect skin. So I'm going to take my BH Cosmetics brow pomade in shade Brunette. You guys know I love a dark brow, so that's what I'm going with. If you guys want to do what Perrie has, basically just grab yourself a powder and just feather it through your brows. It's no rhyme or reason to how Perrie's got her brows done, but for me, I cannot live with my brows not looking on point, so I'm going to take a bit of that, and this is a V10 brush also by BH Cosmetics. It's got an angled brush and a spoolie on the end. So then I'm just going to basically do my eyebrows. I always start at the bottom. If you can hear any music, my dad's listening to music. My dad's a big muso, so anyway. So I'm just creating a line at the bottom of my brow, and then from there I push that line up my brow like so. And then I create the top line. I always start with the front of my brow. I don't know why. I feel as if it's easier for me to grab the shape that I'm going to create. And then once I've gone like that and squared it off, I will then create the rest of the tail. And why I like brow pomade the most is because you don't need so much product. Like obviously if you want those Instagram baddie eyebrows where they're like doomph, doomph, like you can do that and just take a bit more product. But what I do like is that I can just take 1-2 dabs and I can do my entire eyebrow. And then once I've done that, I just go back in and comb them through. And there's my eyebrow. Next thing I do is I always carve out my brows just so they're very clean. I just take some concealer and a concealer brush and I'll just run it under my brow. And this is good if you haven't got your eyebrows waxed or plucked or whatever, or you don't have time. Yeah, so if you haven't got your eyebrows plucked or waxed in a while, using a concealer with a bit of heavy duty to it is perfect because it will actually like seal down the brow hairs and it will be amazing. But obviously get your eyebrows plucked. So then I take away my entire eye socket so you can see the difference. Like here you can see where my crease is and all that sort of stuff. But when I do this with the concealer, I don't have an eye socket. So and the reason I use it all over my eye, not just under my brow, is because instead of using like a eyeshadow primer, I'll just use concealer. It's basically the same thing basically, and I actually prefer concealer over an eye primer nowadays. Like I used to use NARS smudge proof eyeshadow base, but now I just love a good concealer. Okay, so once the concealer's on, I'll just go in with a beauty sponge. This is the Real Techniques one, and I'll just make sure that it's really pressed in to my eyes. And then I'll just take a powder. This is the translucent powder by Face of Australia. And I'm just going to pop this right on top of my eyes. And by doing this, this ensures that the concealer doesn't crease. So you just like concealer under your eyes creases, same thing for any time you use concealer, any place of your entire face. So now I am going to start with the eyes. Now when you look at Perrie's eyes, she's got a light wash of eyeshadow and then it's all about this double stacked liner. So that's what we're going to do, and you guys know I love stacked liner. I've done glitter liner in the past, not on the channel. You can see it on Twitter or on my Instagram, my Elise Beauty Instagram, not my personal Instagram. Which you guys can both follow me on. I have 2 Instagrams. So I'm going to take my new baby, the Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I'm going to take the brush that comes with it. Actually a really good brush for a free brush for a palette. Anyway, I'm going to take this colour right here called Warm Taupe. I'm just going to tap it off most of it and then just whack it in my crease. And I want to put this kind of high because in the picture you can see Perrie definitely has a wash of colour, but she's got her double stacked liner and you can still see it. So I'm placing it a bit higher than my natural crease, which is there, okay? And also guys, please let me know in the comments below if you like me talking through this makeup better, like it's more in depth, or you like my voiceovers, which I do most times. just a light wash. So now I've done my light wash of colour, I'm just going to go refer back to my picture. So it does look like she has a little bit of shimmer on now that I see it. So I'm going to go back into the Modern Renaissance palette and I'm going to pick up, I'm going to take Vermeer, that one. And I'm just going to take it on a kind of flat fluffy brush by Eka brushes. And I'm just going to pick it up and I'm just going to lightly dust that across the lid. Now I'm going to move on to the very fun part, the double stacked liner. All up to you and your viewing of the picture, but from what I can see, she's got a black liner and then a red liner on top. So that's what I'm going to create, but sometimes when I look at it, I do see the black liner stop and then it's just red. But just for my personal preference, I'm going to do black liner normally and then stack it with the red liner on top. The Maybelline Hyper Glossy liquid liner, I've been obsessed with this lately and it's really easy for me to control the amount of product that comes out because I can just wipe off the edges. So this is how I do liner. You guys know I love a wing liner, so this is how I create it. Just going to push my lashes down so I can see the entire thing. First thing I do is I look straight forward and I create from the edge of my eye a line that goes outwards. From there, I don't know how to talk and do this at the same time, but from there I'm going to create a triangle and bring it as far as I can in one motion. Okay? I'm just going to go over this because it's a bit choppy. Okay, and then bring it across. Okay, so there's your winged liner. So there's just the regular black liner. Obviously we're creating Perrie's look, but of course you can leave this for everyday wear. Now you're probably like, Elise, what are you going to use to do red liner? I'm going to use Jeffree Star liquid lipsticks. These are completely eye safe. So I've got Designer Blood here and Redrum here, so I'm going to mix the two together. I'm going to start with Redrum. I'm just going to take it from the doe foot applicator. I'm just going to roll it out onto my arm. Now as you can see, it's quite bright and Perrie isn't that bright. So I'm going to take Designer Blood and then I'm just going to roll that into it as well. And then I'm just going to mix them together. So now I've created this color, which is perfect. So I'm going to take a little tiny angled brush and I'm going to go over it. So now I've got the red on. Now I've taken it just a little bit lighter than Perrie's actually is because hers is quite full and she's got a bigger eye socket than I have, so it looks kind of strange if I made it any thicker than it already is. I'm just going to go clean up the bits that have gone on the shadow. Okay, so on Perrie's lower lash line, she has really like a red, I think, mascara on, but I don't have a red mascara, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some red shadow on the lower lash line. So I'm going to take a bit of red ochre and Venetian red from the Modern Renaissance palette. Okay, and I'm just going to run it under my lower lash line. Now we've got the red under our lower lash line. Next things next is to apply mascara, especially to the bottom lashes. So I'm going to take my CoverGirl Supersizer and just put it on and then apply a heavy amount of mascara to the lower lashes. So while our mascara dries, I'm just going to apply some highlighter. I'm also going to take my new Anastasia Beverly Hills Nicole Guerrero palette and I'm going to highlight and do some blush and contour and all that sorts of things. I don't know why I decided to highlight first, but I'm not going to now. I'm going to take my NARS Virtual Domination Cheek palette, and this has got a Laguna bronzer in it and 4 blush shades. So I'm just going to take some Laguna bronzer. For blush, going in with that same palette, and I'm going to take, I don't know how these blushes work. I think it's called Deep Throat, and it's that one. Also on a brush by Eka, this is the angled brush. I'm actually going to mix these two together. I think that's Deep Throat and Final Cut. I don't know. And you can definitely see Perrie's blush in the photo. So I'm going to go a bit heavy-handed with the blush. Perrie's highlight doesn't seem to be too fire and lit and everything like that. So I'm going to take Forever Young and a bit of Kitty Cat together and just highlight my cheeks. Nose, even though Perrie's nose doesn't seem to be lit. Highlighted. My Cupid's bow, my chin, this area between my eyebrows, and the top of my forehead. Lips, so I'm going to mix Jeffree Star Leo and I'm Nude together, hoping and praying that it turns out with the colour I'm hoping for. And just... So the last thing I'm going to do is apply some fake lashes. Now, I need to share with you guys, if you're from Australia, you can find these. I found these lashes in Chemist Warehouse. They were so cheap. I believe they were like $4. They're quite high quality for $4 at Chemist Warehouse. They're beauty lashes by My M Beauty. I think it's just My Beauty. And these are the Aleda brush lashes. I wore these last night out to the club, but they were amazing. They didn't move and they were amazing. So I'm going to apply these using my Velour Lashes glue, which I swear by. Okay. So there you have the Perrie Edwards inspired makeup tutorial of her red double stack liner that she wore in Canada for the Dangerous Woman tour maybe? I don't know actually. Or maybe just some promo or whatever, but I'm obsessed with the look. I love stacking liner. So if you enjoyed this video guys, please give it a giant thumbs up and leave some comments down below and tweet me what you want to see makeup wise on my channel. We can do many celebrities. I would rather do celebrity inspired tutorials just because you guys seem to like those, and who doesn't want to recreate a Perrie look or a Leanne look ever. So this is what I've come up with today. It is not spot on, but it is pretty close. So that is it for this video guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a giant thumbs up. I'm about to react to the Little Mix on the Kids' Choice Awards, so you'll see this video after that, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. Don't forget to subscribe. I make videos on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Okay, I'm going. Bye.